welcome to episode number not 17, not 18, but yes, 19 of txtNationTV. Hey, I'm Alan, and you might recognize Rusty's not with us because we don't have that high of a budget. But I'm here in San Francisco, as you can see. I've got my lovely assistant here, holding the camera. Spin around, show yourself. She refuses to. Alright, well, what we're here to talk about is the iPhone 4S. That's right, Rusty was right, not iPhone 4, not iPhone 5, but iPhone 4S, which iPhone 4S stands for right now San Francisco. Also, iPhone 4S stands for Siri, which Rusty was right about that. It's going to have that new voice recognition software on it, so if you want to make a call, pretty much like Star Trek computer, make call. Or text message, make call, send, things like that. I'm going over this really fast because it may start raining again. It's got the new dual-core A5 chip, a lot stronger than the A4 chip. It's got an 8-megapixel camera. Also 1080p HD recording. And as you know, the iCloud is going to be a part of the new iOS 5 on it. Better Retina display. More world phone features, as the speed of the iPhone 4S is now 14.4 megabytes a second. Sorry, my notes here are starting to run because, like I said, it rained earlier, so they got a little wet. Compared to the iPhone 4, which was at 7.2. So a lot faster. Also, iPhone 4S stands for iPhone 4 Sprint. That's right, it's going to be available on the Sprint network October 14th. Hopefully they'll keep that limited plan so we can keep it as well. But one of the most important things I got out of the conference was now the Nano, with the new update, has 16 new watch faces. That's what excited me about it. So there was no change in the look, no change in the weight, but we got a better camera, a faster chip. I'm probably going to pass on it. Rusty will probably pass on it as well. Thanks for putting up with the shot here of the sky and the speed, but I think it's going to start raining again.
Hi, and welcome back to the studio. This is txtNationTV episode number 19, as Allison just got back in from San Francisco.
Yeah, as you saw in the video, beautiful. Everything pretty much looked like a postcard.
Yeah.
Couldn't, like I planned on, infiltrating Apple headquarters, you know.
But you were there.
I was there. I was there. Did get my hands on one, sorry to say, but had a good time.
Yeah.
Would move there in a heartbeat.
I wish we could too. It's just a beautiful town. I mean, unfortunately, it's known for other things, so most people...
Well, yeah, I even drove to that district. It wasn't as crazy as you might think in your head, you know.
Yeah.
Great food, great people, horrible parking.
Oh, jeez.
But on the plus side, you wouldn't need to own a car. I've got friends that live in the city. Just got rid of their cars. They don't need them anymore.
That's the kind of place that I'd like to live. Wouldn't have to drive because I haven't had a license.
Well, Microsoft's there, Google's there.
Yeah.
You're in demand there, so you may see us there again. Stay tuned.
Exactly.
Also, as you can see, we're missing some equipment here. So apparently,
just a little.
Delta lost our luggage. If you ever flown, you know that happens.
Hopefully, he'll be back soon.
Yeah, somewhere. But we were able to
confab something together.
We got to compete with our other podcast brethren who have a bigger budget.
Well, we're just trying to stay up to date, as it were. We've got to be, got to have the TV on set, got to be ready to go. We were going to talk about, and I'm trying to get it to pop up here. Now it doesn't want to pop up. I don't know why, but it should have.
Well, that's the problem with it. We're talking about the long-awaited Facebook app for the iPad.
That's right. It has finally launched. It is here. Alan, can you show us anything here?
Yeah, let's see. Apparently I've got 2 bars here.
I don't know why.
I've got a message though.
There it is.
Now I've got 2 messages. Well, that bar went over there. Swipe it across. If you, well, nope, there I am in Best Buy. Well, let's open that. And there you go, the BlackBerry Playbook, $81. That's what we wanted to get to.
Exactly.
It's going down.
So right now, if you want a BlackBerry Playbook, is the time to go, because
I found that one under the
display.
shelves.
Yeah.
I don't know if it really was for sale, but I just grabbed it, took it out to you. But as you can see, how easy it is to navigate through all of this, hey, there's Rusty right there. I can pull him up. Now,
Maybe.
apparently I gotta type him. Rusty.
It doesn't even show where you're typing.
Enter.
This is horrible. Seriously, there was no
Incoming call from
Oh, we got a caller.
Yeah. Actually, and they're calling from Washington. But
Uh-oh.
anyway, so
And
yeah,
now,
it's gone black. As you can see, if the glare is not there, maybe too bad. But anyway, it's very
useless.
Yeah. Same thing on the iPhone. I downloaded it last night when they announced it. I recommend staying on the older Facebook. I think he killed it, but I think we'll just go back. There we go. But anyway, yeah, as you can see there, don't download the new Facebook app. What's the one that you use actually?
Well, I think it looks like they stole the idea from, or they worked with, and if I find my social, MyPad,
which was formerly FacePad. So if you look at it, it looks almost
like the same
exactly
architecture.
the same. Everything's there. Of course, they have ads if you want to pay 99 cents to get the same thing.
But
There's
things
work. So to be
Everything
the
works.
official Facebook app, it's kind of kind of sucky.
And this, how they just kind of.
Yeah, I like this. It's nice.
Technical term, but.
But yeah, I mean, you can see here, it looks great. Let's play your little slideshow here. I mean, it does a nice slideshow for you. It does transitions, to go through your photos if you want to show it off to your grandma, your niece and nephew or whatever. You got kids or wherever, whatever you're doing, it's great. So
MyPad.
check it out, MyPad, formerly FacePad, book something. I don't know. Either way, but we didn't want to miss the big news that was this last week. Shortly after, just a day after of you being there in San Francisco and them announcing.
No. 4 hours after.
True, very true. Steve Jobs has died, unfortunately. Of course, this is all old news to you by the time you're watching this, but that's fine. We still want to give our little tribute. Let's just say, what was your first Apple, iPod, whatever experience? Even iMac if you had one. I don't know.
Well, I remember first seeing the first iPod in 2001. I couldn't afford it at the time.
But you wanted one.
Yes, I remember seeing a commercial. For some reason, Will Smith, I don't know if it was Cribs or something, but Will Smith always says, "This is where I keep all my music now, the iPod." And I was like, what's the iPod?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't following any tech story, or, that was before.
At the time, yeah.
What are we? Podcast.
There we
podcast
go.
and
Wow.
things like that. So, you had to actually.
This is
watch.
back in Tech TV days, screensaver days.
Yeah, ZDNet.
ZDNet. This is back when it was all just TV.
Yeah, exactly. So I, researched it, and by the time I got my hands on one, I had an iPod Video. That was my first iPod.
Your first? Wow, I thought you had one before that. Okay.
No, I just borrowed yours.
Oh yeah, that's right. My first one, actually, when I first moved here, back in 2006, a little late, 5 years later, I got an iPod Photo, 40 gig at the time. Color screen, didn't do the video just yet, so that was my first experience with an iPod. It had the curved front where the white wrapped around the sides into the metal casing. I loved that thing. I kept it forever. Man, I kept that thing spotless. Oh, it's great. Then I moved on to the iPod Video, and then now on to the iPod Classic. I also bought the iPod Nano, the original one where he pulled the,
I had one of those too,
in your pocket, had one of those. I even upgraded to the iPod Nano 4th generation, I think, was the long skinny one after the little fat one.
Collectively, we've touched it.
I think we've had it
every one since.
Yeah. Of course, now I have the iPod Nano something or other, the one right before this one.
And I've got the 6G, or 6th generation. I don't want to say G because...
Yeah. But yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Tell us about it, though. Didn't you just get a brand new update?
Yes, I did. And like I said in the video before, that's really the only thing that impressed me at the unveiling, which the iPhone 4S does have a lot of great things on it. We'll talk about that a little later, but 18 new watch faces. So any of you nerds out there, that's a Pixie Tube clock. You'll definitely want to get that one. And
We'll put screenshots up so you can see this.
Regular analog Mickey, I guess they got a deal from Disney. I don't know.
Well, it's Steve Jobs. He's got Pixar, so he's got
Yeah, and the Muppets. I don't know who that is.
That's Animal.
Okay, and regular clock, blackface, whiteface, and the ones you can see the movements, and just we only had 2 to choose from, a white one and a black one when this thing first came out. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Of course, then along past, as I put a status update from me personally, a thought to me was, and I saw this a lot everywhere. People were saying, I've never been disheartened or broken or sad about a public figure that I've never met until today, and which I think rang true through a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, this is ultimately what we have now: the iPod or the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
You have the iPad. The iMac originally back in the early 2000s, and also the iPod, which we don't have on set right now, but you've all seen them. I mean, the man changed the world with 4 things, 4 simple things.
Yeah.
And has affected millions across the world, if not billions. There's 6 billion people on this planet, and I'm sure.
Well, it's like we have something physical to connect to them.
Yeah, exactly.
With these products that help us in everyday life. So even though we never met them, we have.
Yeah, just because he's got his spirit and his, touch on these items.
Which we're not crazy, like turn into a shrine or anything like that.
No. It's very.
It's like Henry Ford in the car, and Edison and the light bulb, just things like that. Bell and telephone.
And I think one of the words that was overly used, but unfortunately it is a perfect word for him, visionary.
Yes.
For the man to come in behind, because obviously back in 2000s when the MP3 players were out, they were already there. Everybody had them. Everybody knew what they were. My first one was an MP3 CD player. I could fit 600 songs on a CD and go to work, and it was great. But iPod came out, and it was so simple, and it was so much fun, and it was all that.
They said the cool people and the uncool people could use it. It's one button. That was it.
Yeah. So, that's what he's done, is he's revolutionized an entire technology world. It literally, after the first iPhone, pretty much everybody copied after that.
Yes.
And I think the only thing that's changed is the screen's gotten bigger. Mostly on your Android devices, you'll see that 4.5 inch screen, and they're still competing for the biggest screen ever.
I think there's a 7 on some.
Yeah, there's tablets out there. They're trying to find that happy medium between tablet and phone. So we'll see what happens. I think I've never owned an iPad, but this is a very nice, simple, design.
Yeah, our old show, we downed this thing when it first came out. Just put it in the mud and stepped on it. Well, that was iPad 1. I've used an iPad 1, and it's night and day with an iPad 2.
Yeah.
But now just having it for a while, I use it every day. I've got my magazine subscriptions go on the map here. Newspapers. We use it in the kitchen all the time, pull up recipes. On the plane ride, this thing it saved our plane ride pretty much because
in the next 2 weeks, I need to see if I can talk to you about borrowing it. I'm going out of the country. Anyway.
Country. But yeah, it's
a simple device.
Pretty much, it's a simple, complex device.
Exactly. And that's pretty much all we can say. The man changed the world with 4 simple devices. And what I just have to say, thank you. There will be a October the 14th Wear Black Day for Steve Jobs. So if on the 14th you have a black shirt, black turtleneck, black whatever, and if you can wear jeans on that day, I know at my work we have casual Friday, so I can wear jeans, so I can probably do the jeans and turtleneck, as it were. They'll be holding the actual public event. They've already held the private ceremony, but there will be a public event either I want to say the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Something sticking out will be on the 19th. It may be the 14th as well. I don't remember, but don't hold me to it, and I'll put it down in the notes below. But yeah, so moving away from that and what happened before his death, while you were in San Francisco,
and
as Alan just got through talking about in the video, you heard all the updates.
Sorry about the video. It rained. Then the sun came out and burned me, and then it started to rain again. So it was.
Who cares? It had San Francisco in the background. It was awesome.
That bridge. You can't beat that view.
It was awesome. But so the iPhone 4S is out now. We found out it's got 512 megabytes of RAM.
Mm-hmm.
That you didn't know in the video. We know that there was something else I cannot remember that we didn't know just yet. We know that, like you said in the video, S is for Sprint, so it'll be on Sprint. We do know starting out, like we said before, it is unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have unlimited data, text, voice, and all that. It's $99, get this, plus $10. And I was talking to a friend of mine on Google Plus, and I was like, why should I have to pay $99 for unlimited and $10? I thought that was for 4G. He said, no, that's smartphones across the board.
Yeah.
So actual retail price is $109.99. Same thing if you go down to the $79.99, which I believe is unlimited data, but with like 450 minutes or something like that. Maybe 900 minutes. I can't remember exactly. But you know, we'll get there when we get there. Are you gonna get one?
4S?
Yes.
No.
Just like in the video, I will not get one either. Alan is very correct.
I would like to play with that camera.
Yeah. I just don't see having the use of it just yet. Just like when I went from the 3G to the 3G or the 3G to the 4, I skipped the 3GS.
Yeah.
I think that that's exactly what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to skip, and luckily this time, because there was an extra iPhone 4 in between, you get the 4 and you're not stuck back on the 2-year-old phone. So, but you know, we'll see what happens with the iPhone 4S. Anything else Apple before we move away to the last story? Can't really think of anything. iOS 5 comes out tomorrow. By the time you watch this video, it will be out. Make sure you download iTunes 10.5, which is now using wireless sync, which is awesome. Also, iMessage, which is going to kill SMS, because if you have an Apple iPhone and I have an Apple iPhone, it automatically trades it over to the iOS texting versus the cellular texting. And same thing with your iPod Touches, your iPads, any of your iOS devices.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Your Siri will be out for the 4S. Might come to the iPhone 4 via jailbreak would be my guess, because it's not official on the Apple side. So by the time you're watching this, please go download iOS 5. It'll upgrade your phone. Even the 3GS is reportedly going to be faster with iOS 5. We'll see what happens.
Anything will help it.
Well, the 3GS that I tested, I remember having 3.2.2 on it, and then putting it to 4, and it just felt sluggish. And so I'm kind of worried to see what exactly happens. Well, I don't know. I have a 3GS sitting at the house.
We're almost up to a fax modem, 14.4.
But anyway, the last story that we wanted to hit on that was kind of a big blunder / news business split / no more split. We don't know what we're doing.
Netflix.
Qwikster.
Hipster.
Whatever.
Qwikster. So apparently, I guess, unofficially, to me, they couldn't get that Twitter name from the stoner.
Who goes to Bible studies?
And to the stoner, or I don't know him personally, but you know, from speculation, you missed out.
A lot of money.
You should have went in at a reasonable price instead of like, oh, I'm gonna hold out for.
I'd have taken 10 grand.
Oh yeah.
I'd have taken 10
I'll
grand.
take $100. $100 plus a free Netflix account forever.
For your life.
For life.
Nice.
Yeah, I would have worked something out like that. I've been smart about it.
Yeah, so not even, 30 days? Not even 30
How many
days.
was that?
I think it was like 20 days. I mean, it wasn't very long. And
Jeff's first email still in my inbox by the time I got the second one.
Jeff. Reed Hastings?
Oh, Reed. I'm thinking
Reed Hastings.
I'm thinking of Amazon.
There we go. But anyway, yeah, so it's not even been a full month.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I was reading another article that said this was kind of a bad way to go about things, because the original announcement was a blog post. There was no big hubbub, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
There was an email, and that was it.
Yeah.
Guess what he did this time? Same thing. Blog post, email. That's it. So, blunder?
It was a mistake, yeah.
They're still holding 24 million subscribers.
Oh, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, especially...
Well, I go to Blockbuster and I'll get Dish Network for that.
Which, by the way, I think I'm getting DirecTV. That may be down the road. It's in the works.
Okay.
And I may be getting the Nomad that we talked about previously. It's in the works.
All right.
Saying. Other than that, I do want to do one quick last story just because it just hit me right now. Xbox 360, holy crap.
It's looking better.
Microsoft has announced like 40 different partners from across the world for different places and different agreements and different contracts and things like that. But Comcast, which is unfortunately a monopoly here in Nashville, they have announced that they will be here with a update for the Xbox to be my new cable box. So all I gotta do is hook up my internet, no cable, I'm done.
Hey.
Great. Video on demand, cable live, just like you would have a regular cable hooked in. And I'm assuming you'll have, paid for access to like HBO Go. I think they announced HBO Go.
Yeah, I saw that.
A few other people, but Netflix has added in like a lot of HBO shows, I think, as well. They just added in like Walking Dead and a few other new shows, even some canceled shows. We saw this the other night, The Cape, The Event, the CBS shows and NBC shows that didn't make it, maybe 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's all we had for this week. Hopefully, we'll get Alan back out to San Francisco sometime. Get back out to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Also, while we got it here, let's go ahead and apologize for this episode. Everything we said was wrong. We don't know what we were thinking.
After I got home and started editing this, it was very painful to see what had happened. And we apologize. That was horrible. Very, very horrible. So
we now check our facts. or we at least try to sound more convincing.
We'll see you again for episode 20. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check us out online. YouTube.com/txtNationTV, Twitter.com/txtNationTV, the website main, front and center, txtNation.tv,
and Facebook.
Facebook.com/txtNationTV. Make sure you like us there. Add more friends. Send more people over. We need more views. We're trying to get some advertising going on so we can get more, production, as it were.
Imagine your ad right here.
Anyway, we'll see you again for episode 20. Thanks for watching.